Recently, I turned 39 years old, and let me tell you, it hits differently. Your timeline isn't God's timeline, and that is actually a huge blessing. What feels like delay to you is often divine preparation to God. It's never too late to start. You're not behind, you're not forgotten. You are not too late. God's timing always protects you. So whether you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 50s, or even beyond, stay with me because what I'm about to share will flip everything you thought about what you knew about being behind in life. Welcome to the Called Women Show, where your yes to God becomes breakthrough for others. I'm your host, Natasha Miller, and today I am sharing something deeply personal. I'm going to be sharing with you 7 truths about God's timing that I wish I had understood in my younger years. Now, these aren't just nice thoughts or inspirational quotes. These are hard-won lessons from someone who spent years feeling behind, wondering if I had missed my window, and learning to truly trust God's perfect timing even when it didn't make sense. Okay, so lesson number 1. What feels like delay to you is often divine preparation to God. Now, when I was 30, I thought that I was somewhat behind. I had 2 babies within a year and 10 days. I was supporting my husband's ministry, but still during that time, even with all of the applause and the attention, I still felt invisible. I kept thinking, God, when is it my turn? When are you going to give me the green light? When do I get to step into what you have called me specifically to do? But here's what I know now that I wish I had known then. God was not delaying my calling. He was actually developing it. Every diaper I changed, every sleepless night, every tear that I cried, every moment I felt unseen was actually God building something in me that I would need later. It says in the word in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1, it says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. You see, your season of preparation isn't punishment. It's actually God's divine preparation. So if you are listening right now and you feel as though you are in a season to where you are experiencing a lot of delay, I want you to ask yourself, what is God truly trying to develop in me right now? What character, what patience, what dependence on Him is He building in me that I will need for what's next? Okay, ladies, so if any of this is pricking your heart, if you're feeling connected to what I'm sharing, I want you to type in the comments right now the words preparing me in the comments. And I want you to know that what you share in the comments below is actually going to encourage your sister who may be feeling the same way as you right now. So maybe right now you're recognizing that you're starting to see how God might be using your current season to prepare you for what's coming. Okay, so lesson number 2, your timeline isn't God's timeline, and that is actually a huge blessing. So in my 20s and early 30s, I had it all mapped out. By 25, I'd be in full-time ministry. By 30, I'd have my own platform. By 35, I'd be speaking all over the world and helping people. But God had a completely different plan. You see, in Isaiah chapter 55, verses 8 through 9, it reminds us, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. So what I now know about God is that His timeline will always be better than mine. He sees what I am unable to see. He knows what I need to learn. He knows what I need to go through. He knows who I need to become and what the world needs from me at exactly the right moment. So I want to encourage you to stop fighting God's timeline and actually start trusting it. When you surrender your timeline to His, I promise you that you're going to find peace in the process and purpose in the waiting. Now, let's get to lesson number 3. Every season serves a purpose, even the ones that do not make sense. I used to think that my years of feeling invisible were only just wasted years. But now I see that those seasons of hiddenness, those seasons of just quiet moments were actually God doing His deepest work in me. Romans 8:28 promises that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose. All things, including the seasons that feel unproductive, the years that feel forgotten, and the moments that feel meaningless. God does not not waste anything. He's always working, even when you cannot see it. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? I want you to start asking, what is God wanting to do through me in this season? I know that that shift in perspective will change everything for you. And speaking of perspective shifts, what I'm about to share next about comparison is going to completely change how you view your journey. So stay with me. So now we're going into lesson number 4, which is comparison steals your calling. At 32, I was watching other women my age launching ministries, writing books, speaking at conferences, and I was home with my babies, feeling like I was falling behind everyone else. But here's what I now know: God has such a unique timeline for each of us. Your calling isn't late, it's right on time for God's purposes. In Galatians chapter 6, verse 4, it says, each one should test their own actions. Then they can take pride in themselves alone without comparing themselves to someone else. So when you compare your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 20, you're always going to feel behind. But God isn't writing the same story for all of us. So stop looking at what others are doing and start focusing on what God is doing in you and through you. Your specific journey, your personal journey and history with God is unique. Your timing is perfect and your calling is needed. Lesson number 5: faithfulness in small things leads to big things. So, when I was changing diapers and had 2 kids running around the house, supporting my husband's ministry, rocking our business, all of the different things, I didn't feel like I was doing anything significant. But God was watching my faithfulness in the small hidden places. In Luke chapter 16, verse 10, it tells us, whoever is faithful in very little is also faithful in much. God doesn't promote you to big things until you've proven faithful in small things. So every act of obedience, every moment of faithfulness, every time you serve without recognition, I want you to know, I promise you that God sees it all and He is preparing you for more. Don't despise small beginnings. Be faithful where you are with what you have. It is enough in this season. God is preparing you for something bigger. So go ahead in the comments right now, type in the words faithful and little. If you are choosing to be faithful in your current season, even when it feels small. Lesson number 6: God's timing always protects you. Now, there were opportunities I wanted so badly in my early 30s. There were doors that I was praying for the Lord to open. But looking back, I can see that I wasn't ready for what I was asking for. Sometimes God's not yet is actually His protection. He knows what you can handle, when you can handle it, and what you need to learn first. In Psalms chapter 31, verse 15, it says, my times are in your hands. God holds your timing because He loves you too much to give you something before you're ready for it. So I want to encourage you to trust God's not yet. As much as you trust His yes, I know we love to hear His yes, but His timing isn't just about what's best for His kingdom. It truly is about what's best for you. And if you just stay with me for just a few more minutes, I'm going to give you something that will help you identify exactly what season you are in right now. Lesson number 7: it's never too late to start. So whether you are 25 and feeling behind, 45 and wanting to pivot, or 65 and thinking you have missed your chance, I want you to know it is not too late. Moses was 80 when God called him to lead Israel out of Egypt. Abraham was 75 when God called him to leave everything and follow Him. Caleb was 85 when he said, give me this mountain. So you can see age is not a disqualification in God's kingdom. As long as you have breath in your lungs, God has purpose for your life. So stop using your age as an excuse and start using it as an advantage. Your experience, your wisdom, your story. These are assets, not liabilities. If what I've shared today is resonating with your heart, I want to give you something that will help you walk this out. I've created the spiritual season assessment to help you identify which biblical season of growth you are in right now. Because here's what I've learned: when you understand the season you're in, everything starts to make sense. The waiting, the preparation, the breakthrough moments, they all have divine and perfect timing. You can grab your spiritual season assessment using the link in the description below. Trust me, the clarity you'll gain is exactly what your heart has been searching for. So before we close, I just want to pray over every woman who may be watching today's episode. Father, I thank you for your perfect timing. I thank you for every woman who has ever felt behind, forgotten, or as if she's missed their moment. I pray that you would remind her that she is on time and in your divine plan. Help her to trust your timeline. Help her to truly embrace the season she is in right now, and help her to step boldly into what you have for her next. I ask, Lord, that you would show her that her best days are not behind her, but that they are just ahead of her. In Jesus' name, amen. Remember, sister, you're not behind. You're not forgotten. You are not too late. You're right on time for everything God has planned for your life. Make sure to subscribe and turn on your notifications so that you never miss an episode. Until then, remember that God's timing is perfect, and so is yours. I'm Natasha Miller, and I'm cheering you on as you trust his timing for your life.